I began where you may be right now, at zero. No money, no influence, no connections. Nothing to trade with life except thought, determination, and the willingness to pay the price of persistence. From that nothing, I discovered a plan. A plan so simple that most men ignore it, and so powerful that it has built empires for those who obey it. Do not be fooled. This is not the kind of plan you will hear from the crowd. The crowd tells you to work harder, save pennies, wait on luck, or hope for promotion. That path is the long road to nowhere. The plan I am about to reveal is not what the schools teach, nor what your neighbors confess. It is the formula the rich practice silently while pretending they were fortunate. I tested this plan when I had nothing to lose, and it carried me further than I ever dreamed. I tested it again when failure threatened to bury me, and it rebuilt me stronger than before. And if I were stripped of everything today, I would follow these exact 7 steps again, without hesitation, without fear, without doubt, because I know they work. You may not believe me yet. You may think, if such a plan existed, why does the world remain full of failure? The answer is simple. The plan demands more than most are willing to give. It demands definiteness in a world addicted to drift. It demands faith in a world poisoned by fear. It demands persistence when the crowd has already surrendered. That is why it remains hidden in plain sight. Listen carefully. I will not hand you all 7 steps at once. If I did, you would nod politely and walk away unchanged. You would treat them as interesting ideas instead of commands. No. The only way for this plan to live in you is to take it step by step, law by law, until it seizes you with the same conviction that once seized me. Think of it this way. You are standing at the bottom of a mountain. The peak is fortune, influence, freedom. Between you and the summit lies a trail that only a few have walked. I have walked it. I know where the path is narrow, where the storms rage, where the cliffs demand caution. If you follow the exact steps, you will rise. If you wander, you will fall. But I warn you, this plan is not entertainment. It is not for the curious or the lazy. It is for those who are tired of drifting, tired of excuses, tired of waiting for someday. If you are ready to pay the price of discipline, this plan will lift you. If not, you will find reasons to dismiss it, and you will remain where you are, still wishing, still waiting, still drifting. So I put the challenge before you. Would you dare to start from zero today? Would you dare to cast aside the illusions of luck, the crutches of excuse, the chains of fear, and follow 7 laws that guarantee you cannot remain poor? That is the test. I will now begin with the first step, the one that separates those who rise from those who remain, the step without which nothing else matters, the step that begins every empire, every fortune, every triumph, and it begins not with money but with fire. Step 1, kindle the fire of definite desire. Every triumph begins with fire, not a spark that flickers in the wind, not a shallow wish that changes with the weather, but a white-hot flame of desire that consumes hesitation and compels action. Without this fire, no man moves beyond survival. With it, every obstacle yields. Fortune, power, and influence are drawn as iron to a magnet when a man burns with definite desire. Desire is not hoping. Hope is fragile, content to dream and then to sigh when the dream dissolves. Desire is law. It fixes itself on a definite object, sets a date, defines the price, and declares, "This I shall have, and I will pay whatever it demands." Until a man writes this decree in fire upon his soul, he remains a drifter. He wanders, he works, he waits, but he does not rise. Look at Edwin C. Barnes. He was no inventor, no financier, no scholar. He had nothing but the fire of one desire, to become a partner with Thomas Edison. He did not say, "I wish to work with him if it is convenient." He said, "I will become his associate." He carried himself as if it were already true. His clothes were poor, his pockets empty, but his aura radiated certainty. Edison sensed it. Barnes began in the lowest task, sweeping floors, carrying messages, unnoticed by the world. But in his own mind, he was already Edison's partner. His desire burned daily, unweakened by years of waiting. At last, when the chance appeared, he seized it, and his desire crystallized into fortune. The world calls it luck. I call it the law of burning desire, obeyed by one who would not drift. The timid man will say, "But what if I choose wrongly? What if I fail?" To this I answer, the only true failure is to drift without aim. Even if your desire shifts later, the discipline of burning upon one aim teaches your soul to command. You cannot build fire on vague wishes. You must set the exact target, the definite object, the clear decree. Then pour your whole being into it. Say this now: my desire is white hot, definite, unquenchable. It commands my soul and bends circumstance to obey. Do not mutter it. Speak it as a king speaks law. Speak it morning and night until your subconscious trembles with its heat. For what you repeat with conviction becomes engraved. What is engraved in the mind radiates in the aura, and what radiates inevitably attracts its object. I warn you, tepid wishes are worse than none. A man who says, "I should like to be rich, I hope to succeed, I would be glad to advance," is already defeated. His aura whispers weakness. His soul scatters in every direction. Life rewards him with mediocrity, for he commanded nothing. He drifted, and drift always ends in poverty of purse and spirit. The world itself bends to definiteness. Look at Henry Ford. He did not say, "Perhaps I will try to build a carriage without horses." He said, "I will build a motor car for the multitude." Men mocked him. Experts scorned him. Financiers ridiculed him. But his desire was definite. He pursued it with relentless fire until even his enemies bowed. That is the law. You may stand now at zero. No wealth, no influence, no name. That matters nothing. The one resource you possess in abundance is the power to desire. Write your aim, set the date, name the price, then begin. Do not look for sympathy. Do not explain to doubters. Let your aura declare it silently. The world will feel it before it sees it, and in time it will yield. Think of Lincoln. In youth he was obscure, mocked for his awkwardness, defeated in election after election, but he fixed his desire upon union and justice. That desire burned through years of failure, through ridicule, through sorrow. By his 40s, his aura radiated such strength that a divided nation entrusted him with its survival. His story proves that the man with fire will always outlast the man with excuses. Say it again, slowly. My desire is white hot, definite, unquenchable. It commands my soul and bends circumstance to obey. Write it upon paper. Repeat it until your chest trembles. Each time you affirm it, you add fuel to your fire. Each time you rehearse it, your subconscious deepens the engraving. Each time you speak it, your aura grows brighter, and men respond without knowing why. You must choose now. Will you drift with vague wishes, content to hope and sigh, or will you kindle the fire that bends fortune? These decades, whether your 30s, 40s, or later, demand definiteness. Life crowns the man of burning desire. It forgets the drifter. Decide now. Kindle the fire, and all else will follow. Step 2. Engrave the decree through autosuggestion. Desire without decree is like fire without form. It blazes for a moment, then fades into smoke. To make desire permanent, to turn it into a law that your subconscious cannot escape, you must engrave it daily until it becomes part of your very nature. This engraving is called autosuggestion, the deliberate feeding of your mind with the command of your aim until your whole being radiates certainty. Autosuggestion is not idle wishing. It is not muttering words without conviction. It is the deliberate, repeated, emotional declaration of your purpose in such a way that your subconscious accepts it as fact. Once accepted, the subconscious works day and night to bring it to reality. It organizes your thoughts, sharpens your decisions, strengthens your aura, and even influences men and circumstances to align with your decree. When I first met Andrew Carnegie, he pressed upon me a challenge. He declared that I should devote 20 years to the study of success, to gather the wisdom of the most accomplished men of our age, and to organize it into a philosophy. I was poor, obscure, and untested. Yet Carnegie's decree imprinted itself on my soul. Why? Because he spoke it with definiteness, as if it were already law. His aura engraved it into me. You must learn to do for yourself what Carnegie did for me. Write your decree. State exactly what you will achieve, when you will achieve it, and the price you will pay. Write it clearly. Do not leave it vague. Then speak it aloud each morning as the sun rises and each night before sleep. Speak it with such passion that your subconscious trembles beneath it. Repeat it until it ceases to be words and becomes belief. Say this with me. I decree my aim, I engrave it daily, my subconscious accepts. Infinite intelligence aligns. Speak it as if you were carving letters into stone. Speak it as if you were declaring judgment in a court. Each repetition is a stroke of the engraver's tool. In time, the mark is so deep that no doubt can erase it. Your aura begins to radiate this certainty, and men respond to it before you speak of it. You cannot deceive the subconscious with weak words. If you read your decree without emotion, it is chalk in the rain. The water of doubt will wash it away. But if you speak with faith and fire, the engraving deepens. You will feel a shift inside. Your subconscious, once doubtful, begins to obey. You will notice opportunities appear. You will notice ideas arrive unbidden. You will notice men treat you as if you already possess the thing you seek. Look at Henry Ford again. His decree was that he would build a motor car for the multitude. His engineers told him it was impossible. His financiers doubted him. The world mocked him. But Ford repeated his decree until his subconscious accepted it. He radiated such certainty that his men persisted long after logic told them to quit. At last, the impossible became inevitable. His decree, engraved daily, became reality. The drifter never engraves. He allows fear, gossip, and doubt to carve his subconscious. He repeats phrases like, I cannot, I am unlucky, I will probably fail. Each repetition engraves weakness. His aura radiates uncertainty. Men sense it and avoid trusting him. He wonders why fortune bypasses him, not knowing he engraved defeat upon his soul. Autosuggestion is the cure. By deliberate repetition of definite purpose, you re-engrave your subconscious. You erase the weakness of drift and etch the command of destiny. This law does not fail. Whatever is impressed deeply upon the subconscious, with emotion and faith, must find expression in reality. It is not chance. It is law. Do not wait for belief to arrive before you begin. Belief grows from repetition. At first you may speak your decree while doubt whispers, this is foolish. Persist each day you engrave, the doubt weakens and the belief strengthens. Soon your words will no longer feel like hope, but like law. Your aura will declare it without effort, and the world will treat you as a man of destiny. Think of Edison. Thousands of experiments failed before the lamp burned. Yet each night he decreed to himself that light from electricity was possible. His repetition engraved it into his soul. He radiated such certainty that his assistants endured endless failures by his side. At last, the subconscious produced the plan, and the decree became light for the world. Write now what you seek. Write the exact sum, the date, the method of service. Place it where your eyes see it often. Speak it aloud with fire. Record it upon your memory until you could repeat it in your sleep. Guard it as a sacred covenant. This is the engraving of your destiny. Without it, your desire remains a flicker. With it, your desire becomes law. Say it once more. I decree my aim. I engrave it daily. My subconscious accepts. Infinite intelligence aligns. This is not poetry. It is power. Each repetition deepens the engraving. Each engraving brightens your aura. Each brightening compels men and events to bend toward you. Do this faithfully, and you will discover that the world itself becomes the instrument of your decree. Step 3. Forge faith until it masters fear. Faith is the great master key. It is the unseen substance that turns thought into reality, desire into fortune, and decree into law. Without faith, the mind collapses under fear, and fear is the most cunning thief in life. Fear steals silently, disguised as prudence, disguised as reason, disguised as safety. But strip it of its mask, and you will see it for what it is, the assassin of dreams. Only faith can conquer it. Only faith can master it. A man may kindle burning desire, he may even engrave it daily by decree, but if his faith is weak, the storms of fear will uproot his seed before it grows. Fear of poverty whispers, "What if you lose?" Fear of criticism whispers, "What will they say?" Fear of failure whispers, "Better to wait." These voices are poison. They have robbed millions of their best years. They must be silenced. Faith alone has the power to silence them. You may ask, but how can I build faith when fear feels stronger? Faith is not a gift given only to a few. Faith is a habit. It is cultivated by repetition, by affirmation, by visualization, and above all, by decisive action. Each time you affirm your decree with emotion, your faith grows. Each time you imagine your aim is already accomplished, your faith deepens. Each time you act in defiance of fear, your faith hardens into steel. Faith is built exactly as muscles are built, through persistent use. Look at Henry Ford. When he announced that he would build a motor car for the common man, the experts declared it impossible. Financiers mocked him. The newspapers scorned him as ignorant. Any ordinary man would have surrendered. But Ford's faith outweighed their doubt. He declared, "I will." And his aura radiated such certainty that men labored with him until the impossible was achieved. Faith silenced fear, and the world was remade. Lincoln's life also proves this law. He suffered defeat after defeat, lost elections, business failures, personal sorrows. At any point, fear could have broken him. Yet each time he rose, faith grew stronger. By the time the Union trembled, Lincoln's aura carried such calm strength that the nation trusted him even when defeat seemed certain. Faith mastered fear, and history crowned him. Fear is natural to every man, but it is never final unless you surrender. Faith is the decision to act despite fear. The drifter waits for fear to vanish before moving, and thus he never moves. The decisive man moves while fear screams, and by moving, he weakens fear and strengthens faith. Faith is forged in the furnace of decision, not in the comfort of waiting. Say this with me. I believe, therefore I act. My faith is the law of my destiny. Speak it each morning until it burns into your subconscious. Each time you declare it, you drown a whisper of fear. Each time you act upon it, you hammer fear into silence. Each time you persist through doubt, you engrave faith deeper until it becomes your very nature. The timid man allows fear to broadcast through his aura. Men feel it before he speaks. They hesitate to trust him, for his radiance whispers uncertainty. The man of faith broadcasts strength. Men trust him even when his plan is unfinished, for his aura declares certainty. Faith is not invisible. It is felt in the presence, in the voice, in the manner. Build faith, and you will never again need to beg for confidence. It will be given to you freely. Consider Edison. Thousands of failed experiments mocked him as he sought to draw light from electricity. Each failure might have been proof that his desire was madness. But Edison's faith was stronger than failure. He treated each defeat as a step toward success. His faith silenced fear, and in the end, the world received light. He succeeded not because he avoided fear, but because he outlasted it with faith. Fear thrives on inactivity. The longer you wait, the stronger fear grows. Faith thrives on action. Each act taken, however small, weakens fear's grip. Do not wait to feel ready. Act now. Speak your decree. Step forward. Do the thing that fear forbids. Your subconscious will register the act as proof, and your faith will grow. Action is the food of faith and the famine of fear. Do not believe the crowd when they say, be realistic. Realism is often fear, dressed in polite clothing. The men who built fortunes were never called realistic at first. They were called foolish, reckless, even insane. But their faith silenced the crowd. Carnegie's faith built steel empires. Rockefeller's faith built oil empires. Ford's faith put wheels beneath the world. Each was mocked until faith triumphed. The 6 basic fears, poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of love, old age, and death, haunt every man, but each is powerless against faith. Poverty cannot frighten the man who knows wealth is born of thought. Criticism cannot wound the man whose faith glows brighter than opinion. Ill health cannot defeat the man who affirms strength. Loss of love cannot cripple the man who loves his purpose. Old age cannot weaken the man who knows his aura grows with wisdom. Death cannot terrify the man who knows his soul is eternal. Faith conquers all 6, one by one. Affirm it again. I believe, therefore I act. My faith is the law of my destiny. Speak it until you feel courage rising where fear once ruled. Speak it until doubt no longer guides your steps. Speak it until your aura radiates calm certainty that men cannot ignore. This is not empty ritual. It is the building of the strongest habit a man can form. Remember Darby's lesson, quitting 3 feet from gold. Fear persuaded him to stop. Later, in insurance, he forged persistence by faith. Each time a prospect said no, he refused surrender. His faith outlasted rejection, and he built a fortune. The difference was not in the opportunity, but in the faith he carried. Faith is contagious. When you radiate it, others catch it. Workers labor harder, investors trust sooner, allies rally faster, men follow not the clever but the certain. Certainty is born of faith. Build faith, and men will follow you without knowing why. Neglect faith, and even your best words will fall lifeless. Therefore, I command you, cultivate faith daily. Speak affirmations. Visualize your aim as already achieved. Take decisive action despite fear. Persist through defeat. Guard your temple from fear's whispers. Each day of practice deepens the engraving. Each engraving brightens the aura. Each aura of faith bends the world into obedience. Fear will not vanish in one day, but each day of faith weakens it. Each act of courage starves it. Each affirmation silences it. In time, you will look back and wonder why you once trembled. Faith will have become your nature. And when faith becomes your nature, fortune cannot resist you. Say it one final time. I believe, therefore I act. My faith is the law of my destiny. Let these words be your shield, your hammer, your guide. With them you will master fear. With them you will forge the habit of victory. With them you will command your destiny. Step 4, transmute emotion into power. Every man carries within him a furnace of emotion. It burns in his heart, pulses in his nerves, colors his words, drives his acts. That furnace may lift him to mastery or reduce him to ashes. It depends not on the fire itself, but on how he commands it. Emotion is raw energy. Left uncontrolled, it consumes a man. Directed with intelligence, it becomes force that bends reality itself. You cannot escape this law. Emotion will rule you or serve you. It cannot be destroyed, only directed. Men who attempt suppression become brittle, lifeless, hollow. Their aura is dim, their speech empty, their presence uninspiring. Men who surrender to indulgence become slaves of appetite. Their aura is chaotic, their power wasted, their destiny ruined. Only men who transmute, who channel emotion into definite aim, become radiant. Love, anger, passion, ambition, frustration, sorrow, all are currents of power. Do not despise them. They are not enemies, but raw ore. The task is to smelt them into steel. Every great achievement has been born of transmutation. The poet turns longing into verse that stirs nations. The inventor turns frustration into machines that alter the world. The leader turns anger into reforms that free the oppressed. Consider Thomas Edison. He was not calm by nature. He was restless, impatient, intense, yet he directed those emotions into relentless experiments. Nights without sleep, thousands of failures, each was fuel. His passion, had it been wasted in quarrels or indulgence, would have left him broken. But transmuted, it lit lamps in every home. Edison's aura did not flicker with chaos, it blazed with purpose. Think of Abraham Lincoln. He bore sorrows that would have crushed lesser men. Death of loved ones, defeats, betrayals, a nation tearing itself apart. Yet he did not waste sorrow in bitterness. He transmuted it into compassion, patience, endurance. His aura radiated calm strength that steadied millions. His fire did not consume him, it warmed a nation. This is the power of transmutation. Now think of those who failed. Men of talent undone by indulgence, men of ambition wasted in quarrels, men of passion scattered by envy. Their decades of strength vanished in smoke. They mistook emotion for purpose, appetite for achievement, indulgence for power. Their aura broadcast instability. Men distrusted them. Opportunities fled. By 50, they were spent. The difference is simple: transmutation. The fire will burn either way. The only question is, will you let it consume you, or will you command it? You command it by decision. Each time passion rises, direct it toward your definite aim. Each time frustration swells, pour it into persistence. Each time anger flares, transmute it into resolve to correct injustice. Each time desire tempts, convert it into energy for creation. Say this with me: I turn fire into force. My emotions serve my purpose, never my weakness. Declare it morning and night. Each declaration teaches your subconscious to obey. Each repetition deepens the engraving. Soon your emotions, instead of ruling you, will bow to you. Your aura will shift. Men will feel steadiness in you, even when storms rage. Do not fear emotion. Fear waste. Passion is not your enemy, indulgence is. Anger is not your enemy, misdirection is. Ambition is not your enemy, drift is. Frustration is not your enemy, surrender is. Every emotion carries power. The wise man asks not, how do I suppress it? But how do I transmute it? That is the art of mastery. Consider Booker T. Washington. Born into bondage, surrounded by injustice, he could have wasted his fire in hatred. Instead, he transmuted it into vision and leadership. His aura carried such power that men who might have resisted him instead supported him. He proved that even the fire of oppression, if transmuted, can become force for greatness. Observe Henry Ford. He was ridiculed, sued, resisted by powerful financiers. He might have wasted anger in quarrels. Instead, he transmuted it into persistence. Each obstacle only hardened his resolve. His aura grew more unyielding until the world itself bent. That is the fruit of transmutation. The drifter wastes his decades in quarrels, indulgence, gossip, and envy. His fire consumes him. By 40, he is weary. By 50, he is spent. The decisive man directs his decades into definite creation. His fire fuels his work. By 40, he is strong. By 50, he is unshakable. The difference is not in talent, but in mastery of emotion. Do not excuse yourself by saying, I am too passionate, too restless, too angry. That is not curse, but gift if you transmute. The greater your fire, the greater your potential. The task is not to kill the flame, but to command it. Place it on the altar of your definite aim. Let it fuel your persistence. Let it blaze through your service. Let it radiate in your aura. Say again, I turn fire into force. My emotions serve my purpose, never my weakness. Speak it until you feel your passions bowing to you. Speak it until anger becomes resolve, until frustration becomes endurance, until sorrow becomes compassion, until ambition becomes creation. This is the secret of transmutation. Even infinite intelligence responds more swiftly to disciplined passion than to cold reasoning. Prayer without emotion is lifeless. Decree without fire is chalk in the rain. But when emotion fuels faith, the subconscious accepts, and infinite intelligence responds. That is why transmutation is essential to this plan. Without it, your aura is dim. With it, your aura blazes. Look at the pattern. Edison, Lincoln, Washington, Ford, all men of fire, yet masters of transmutation. None were cold, none were calm by nature. Each burned fiercely, but each directed his fire into purpose. That is why they are remembered. That is why their names still blaze when thousands of colder men are forgotten. You stand now with the same fire. You cannot avoid it. It burns in your veins, in your heart, in your soul. The question is, will you let it consume you, or will you command it? The answer will decide your destiny. Therefore, I command you, practice daily transmutation. When passion rises, tie it to your definite aim. When anger flares, direct it into resolve. When sorrow weighs, let it deepen your compassion and your persistence. When ambition tempts, bind it to service. Each act of transmutation strengthens your aura. Each strength draws fortune closer. Do not waste another decade in indulgence. Do not burn yourself out in quarrels and envy. Do not scatter your fire in gossip and complaint. Harness it, direct it, transmute it. Then your aura will glow with steadiness, and men will feel in you the rare power of one who commands himself. Fortune cannot resist such a man. Say it one last time, slowly, as if engraving it upon steel. I turn fire into force. My emotions serve my purpose, never my weakness. When this becomes your habit, your fire will never again consume you. It will serve you. It will fuel you. It will lift you. And it will blaze so brightly that even from zero, the world will not be able to ignore your radiance. Step 5. Build alliances of power through the mastermind. No man rises alone. He may imagine himself solitary. He may boast of independence. He may say, I built this by myself. Yet look closer, and you will always find unseen hands, guiding minds, faithful allies, men of vision united. The richest fortunes, the most enduring empires, the boldest triumphs have never been the work of one man only. They were the fruit of many minds in harmony. This is the mastermind. The mastermind is not sentiment, not chance, not accident. It is a law. When two or more minds unite with perfect harmony, with definite aim, they create a current of power greater than any one of them could summon alone. This current is invisible but irresistible. It multiplies courage, sharpens imagination, strengthens faith, and brightens aura until the world cannot ignore it. Think again of Andrew Carnegie. He declared openly that the true secret of his wealth was not merely steel, nor labor, nor even his own genius, but his alliances. He surrounded himself with men of ability, engineers, organizers, thinkers, and united them with his definite purpose. Their harmony produced a current that drew capital, conquered rivals, and built one of the greatest fortunes of his age. Without the mastermind, Carnegie would have been another ambitious man. With it, he became a legend. Consider Henry Ford. He carried fire and faith, but his empire was not built by his hands alone. He drew to him men of skill, engineers who solved problems, financiers who endured his stubbornness, and above all, the friendship of Thomas Edison. Their association fed Ford's courage when the world mocked him. Their combined aura strengthened his persistence until the automobile filled the earth. The mastermind multiplied his vision into reality. Reflect also on Thomas Edison. His name is attached to thousands of inventions, yet behind him stood a team of assistants, each contributing ideas, energy, and skill. Edison himself admitted that his laboratory was the greatest expression of the master mind. He directed, but they amplified. Without their harmony, his fire might have burned him out. With their aid, his aura lit the world. Do not mistake this law. It is not enough to gather men. The key is harmony. Discord poisons the current. Suspicion weakens it. Envy kills it. Two candles placed together may light a hall. Two candles at war blow each other out. The mastermind demands trust, faith, shared aim, and unity. Without these, no alliance produces power. With them, even a few men may shake empires. Say this with me. I unite in harmony with chosen allies. Together, our radiance commands destiny. Declare it with conviction. For your subconscious must learn that alliance is strength, not weakness. Pride will tempt you to stand alone. Fear will tempt you to mistrust. Laziness will tempt you to delay. But if you obey these temptations, your candle will flicker alone while others build bonfires. The drifter isolates himself. He says, "No one understands me. No one can be trusted. I must do everything myself." He mistakes independence for power, but his aura is dim, his reach small, his progress slow. The decisive man seeks allies. He builds harmony. He multiplies strength. His aura brightens with every faithful mind added. Fortune feels the current and bends to it. Look again at Abraham Lincoln. His cabinet was called a team of rivals, men of different opinions, even former opponents. Yet under Lincoln's definite aim, their harmony produced strength. In war, no man could lead alone. The mastermind carried them. Lincoln's aura alone was great. United with his cabinet, it became unbreakable. That is why the Union endured. This law reaches beyond politics and business. In every realm of life, harmony multiplies power. The husband and wife, united in definite purpose, build a home of strength. The friends, bound by loyalty and aim, uplift each other beyond their own limits. The community, united in vision, prospers beyond what one man could dream. Everywhere you see enduring greatness, you see the mastermind. Guard this principle with caution. Choose allies carefully. Do not unite with doubters, complainers, cynics. Their aura is poison, their presence corrosion, their energy decay. Better one faithful ally in harmony than a dozen half-hearted companions. The wrong alliance will drag you down faster than solitude. The right alliance will lift you higher than your strength alone. Say it again. I unite in harmony with chosen allies. Together, our radiance commands destiny. Let it engrave itself in your soul. Let it govern your choices. When you meet men of faith, persistence, definiteness, draw near, share your purpose, build trust, form alliance, nurture harmony, defend unity. Each act of loyalty strengthens the current. Each moment of harmony brightens the aura. Do not delay. Your 30s and 40s are the decades when alliances are forged. If you waste these years in pride or mistrust, by 50 the chains of isolation will be locked. You will look around and find yourself alone, your candle nearly spent, while others who built alliances blaze like suns. Do not let this be your fate. Build your mastermind now, while your fire is strong. Infinite intelligence responds to harmony. When minds unite in faith and purpose, inspiration flows more freely. Ideas arrive more swiftly. Guidance comes more clearly. Many men have told me they received flashes of genius during mastermind meetings that they never could have summoned alone. This is no accident. It is law. The Creator rewards harmony with light. Think of Charles Schwab. He was lifted from obscurity not only by his service, but by his loyalty to Carnegie's aim. His harmony with his master multiplied his own aura until he became president of the Steel Empire. He did not stand alone, he united. And by uniting, he multiplied his destiny. Therefore, I command you, form your mastermind. Do not wait for perfection. Begin with one ally who shares your aim. Meet often, exchange ideas, encourage one another, hold each other accountable. Guard harmony as sacred. In time, you will feel the current building. Your aura will grow brighter. Opportunities will appear. Fortune will respond. This is the law. No man builds alone. The lone candle flickers and dies. The united flame blazes and endures. Choose now. Build alliances of power. Unite in harmony. Form your master mind, and your radiance will command destiny. Step 6. Persist through organized plan. Every building